Hey, hola. All right. So Pisces extended, which can be any extended, Scorp, Aries, you name it. All right. But this is what's happening right this second. Um, we all just watched the Pisces. Just trying to sit with this. So, could have been a third party. We all know what we're looking at. Okay. Um, we all know what's coming back around. Okay. But it's heavy. All right. What happened with some of you? All right, is you slept for my women. This is what it's telling me. My women slept with somebody either the same night or within 24 hours of somebody else's energy being within you. And if you ask me, you weren't even in your own mind frame. You were probably drinking or on drugs. Okay. And you swapped energy. And what happened is that these two men, for the women, okay, these two men, it's like, I can't even explain it. It's like, that's what happened. That's what kind of shut things down. Whether they're aware that you were sleeping with somebody else or not. And I think for some of you it happened the same night. Because I'm feeling it. And for others of you, it was just in close vicinity. It was within 24 hours, a day or two tops. Others of you, it was in 16 hours of each other. So say you were with somebody one night, the next day you hooked up with someone else, but it was early afternoon. It was something like that, troops. And this one got a dose of the one that was before you. And one of them, I guarantee to this day, still hits you up. Still. While the other one X'd you out. And you want nothing to do with the other one. You kind of tranced both of them. Okay. Do I think this other one that hermited you, isolated themselves, are they the ones coming back? Yep. But that's what happened with somebody there. And you were either messed up on drugs or drinking. You were not straight. There's no way you were straight. Tell me about this tower. And it stopped. It halted destiny. You need to remember everything goes down the way it's supposed to go down. Okay? But both of the masculine energies were inside of you. And it messed with both of them. Not just you. Both of them. Okay? So it's like you have this new opportunity, this new start. Okay? And it's just a matter of if you can nurture a situation. But it's like you still have this other energy that thinks, you got to watch your back. Or you think you got to watch your back. Okay? That did major damage because you weren't even in your own frame of mind. You probably liked one more than the other. But that's what happened there within 24 hours or a 16-hour period. You know what I'm saying? And it mentally messed with you, chemically, but it more chemically messed with someone else. And they were so angry. They didn't even know why they were so angry. They isolated themselves from you. Okay? Now, remember, everything goes down the way it's supposed to go down. But that's what happened with the feminine. If you're feminine, that's what happened. But everything went down the way it was supposed to. Okay? That's what you guys are going to talk about. You don't necessarily have to tell this person. Be honest if they ask, but I don't even think they're going to ask. This was just something personally for you to know what happened. And that's why I tell you all the time, don't mess with energy like that. All right? That's why you don't do that. Because it halted your life for probably years. Okay? Now, if you were the it's it's a different scenario. It's, you know, your heart lies with someone, but you got love for both of them. So it's hard. It's hard. Because you've been with somebody, tell me about the lovers, you've been with somebody for a long time, and it's hard. It's like, even to have a reconciliation, to even though there's growth, it's the same thing. Always gonna wonder if there's other people in the picture. So it's like major trust issues here, okay? So if you're my masculine, you were sleeping with two people, you connected, your soul's connected with somebody, and it was somebody from a past life. That's who you're going back to. All right, you're done with the bullshit. You're going straight towards your connection. I think, you know, Spirit just didn't want me to discuss that on air, because say there was a masculine or a feminine watching, and that can ruin someone's relationship. That could be somebody being like, wow, there's no turning back, right? Think about it, because if somebody was to find out that type of anger and deception, and say you slept with somebody within hours of each other, you know, say someone hit you up, you were already with somebody, and then someone hit you up and was like, what are you doing? And it takes them a little while to get to you, or say like, oh, in a couple hours. Like, you could have did that too. I feel like, if anything, it was the feminine that did that, okay? And you would still probably, the other one, I guarantee, still hit you up here and there, or still tries, while the other one is isolating. The one that's isolating is coming back. But to announce that type of stuff on air could ruin this relationship. I don't think you need to ever tell this person that, because I don't think they'll ever find out. That's for you to know. And it's an additional message for, you know, say you're dating now or just doing your thing. You know, it's important for you to know this is why you don't swap energy like that, because it affects your path, believe it or not. Okay? Every choice you make, every move you make, I'll be watching you. So it's like your moves, it fucked up your moves while you're watching from the outskirts, but somebody is isolated. So you know for a damn fact that had a huge impact on your life. So please don't do that again. Best advice for the woman that was sleeping with multiple men. And even if you were just dating or weren't dating, and I'm telling you, this is for somebody who slept within, you know, a couple days of each other. Some of you, it was within the same 24-hour period. If it was the same 24-hour period, man, did it do damage. But I think you learned your lesson. But you've been fighting for this connection, right? That's what it's telling me. It's like you were fighting for this connection that whole time. And that's why it wasn't coming through. It's like you weren't even seeing right either. All right, so now it's like the Five of Water. You know, things aren't turning out the way you hoped to see a certain thing in a situation. You know, and it's like, this is telling me right this second that this is the breakup that just went down. But I could have sworn I said to you guys, if this just went down. Oh, I did. This is for the one who's still fighting for this connection that just broke up within the last month or two. Things didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. Well, that's because of what went down. You know, and it's like, that's a wrap. You know, unfortunately, right now, it's most definitely a wrap. Will this eventually come back around? Yeah. But there's a major lesson for you to learn, and I don't know where you're at in your path, okay? Now, for those who are no longer fighting for this connection like that, maybe in the ethers, but not expressing it to this person, because this would be the one coming back, okay? This would be your best advice. So I definitely needed to clarify. And again, it's a 9 of Wands, so you got two nines. Don't give up. Protect what's yours. Have the courage and believe in yourself. So it's basically saying don't give up on this person. There's definitely give up energy. You must have been waiting a long time. So now for my men that were sleeping with two different women, this is your advice. The energies kind of happen the same with you, but like you guys find yourself in a different position. You're finding yourself in a situation now where there's two people that you love, and it's two different kind of love, you know, but it's like a decision still needs to be made. But you're like at the point where you might just stay with somebody where you're comfortable rather than taking a new adventure. And the spirit wants you to take the new adventure because you know It's a pretty important bond that you have with somebody. And you got the sun. All right. So you're going to have a happy outcome. All right. Just have confidence in yourself too. So it's like, you also have an unwise choice to a certain situation, but review everyone's motives, because that's because you got two people. It's not saying choose a Leo. It's just carefully review, because that's that whole I feel stuck. Do I want to fight for it? I might as well just go back to the past, because I'm already in that relationship. I don't have to fight for it. If you go to the new one, you're going to have a happy outcome. Okay? There's always lots of in-betweens, guys. All right, but I just couldn't mention that on air, guys, because once again, you never know if somebody is watching that. It's one of those situations where that person will lose their shit in their anger, and you saw that anger in the tower. You know what I mean? Like, you saw it clear as day. That would have ruined something for sure. It would have wrapped up a situation, and people wouldn't have known if it was their story or not. So it's like, you got to be careful as a reader too, especially when it's like that type of story. This is not everyone's story, but for those who recently were in that situation, that is definitely your story, and that's why you never sleep with too many people at one time, ever. Majority of you was within 17 hours, guys. Some within 7 hours, a couple hours. And you didn't realize the damage it did on this other person, and that's why they shut down. And you couldn't figure it out because you weren't even in your own right frame of mind. Especially if you're on drugs. Drugs usually pump through your blood, but you're swapping saliva too. Okay, so it really just depends on what type of drugs. If it was cocaine, the other one's getting high without realizing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, major mistake that night that somebody made, but you learned from it, and now you know why. I don't think you ever have to talk about it, but you know. And when this person comes in, either situation, when this person comes in, you can't be like, you can't hold a grudge on this person on why they were holding a grudge, because they don't even know the bigger reason for some of it. You know what I mean? Like, they held onto their grudge out of jealousy, because they probably wanted to be with you without telling you, or they were testing you to see if you could be faithful. You might have sent a wrong text to somebody else, indicating that you were with someone else. See what I'm saying? I just saw spirit. But it's things like that, okay? So I think it's all going to work out for the best. You know, just be true to yourself and be as honest as you can. Again, I don't think you have to tell that story, because they won't ever know, but just know the damage that was done. So you can't really get mad at this person for being jealous. They had a right. Let bygones be bygones, you know. If you choose to tell the truth, go ahead. Hopefully they understand. Everyone finds themselves in certain situations, you know. That's up to you. But everything will work out for the best. Just remember that. It's lots of understanding, compromising. Can't get mad at somebody like, oh, you were gone for 2 years because you were jealous, or you thought I was sleeping with someone else. Well, they didn't really think it. It actually happened, you know. They don't need to know it was in such close days, but I wouldn't lie about somebody else being in the picture at the same time. I wouldn't lie about that. That's foolish, you know, especially if there was no commitment and you were just dating. You don't need to lie about it, you know. Honesty is key. But just remember what we talked about. You can't get mad at somebody else for them feeling that way, because there was a good reason why they actually felt that way, without you understanding at the moment, without them understanding, but actually them coming in to talk about it. So just be understanding, you know. So I love you guys, and just hang in there, you know. I think it's more of the woman that was sleeping with two people that has like the major conversation. You're both having a conversation. They're both heart touching, but on different extents. And I still think with the men that was sleeping with two women, even though they come back to you and they just left someone else, you can't worry about them going back. You guys have a connection. Try to figure it out. Have a heart-to-heart. It's important. Everyone makes mistakes in life, and this is a second chance. It's kind of like a life partner coming back into the scenario for sure. So just hang in there and try not to make the same mistakes again. Own up to your own shit. If you get questioned, don't lie. Because that can come back in 9 months from now. And something needs to be talked about, or you bump into somebody and that whole conversation can come back because it's karma. Okay? So don't think it won't. It might take a couple years. Stuff spirit again. But the situation will always come back around, and then it's like you're caught up in another lie, and then that lie leads to a bigger lie. It's not worth it. Just work around it in an honest way if need be, because you don't want to upset somebody and be like, yeah, I hooked up with you, and then, a couple hours later, hooks up with someone else, and however it went, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really explain that situation. Oh, we swapped energy, and it's like, to them, it's just too much. But if they say something to you about it, tell them the truth. Okay. Maybe you didn't mean for that to go down. Like, maybe you were dating and you slept with someone the night before, and then the next day, like I said, you spent the day with somebody else, and that morning and afternoon you hooked up, and it was within a 24-hour period. And that's what happened, okay? It happens. But that's why. So you'll always deal with someone who's a little jealous. This other one is kind of like a soulmate, but not meant to be, but could be meant to be. And I don't think you ever looked at it like that. So for my women, that person still hits you up here and there, and they like them. There is kind of something there with that person, whether you want to pursue it or not. Make sure you're clear next time that one hits you up or something, or don't be toying with both of them. You'll find yourself in an even more trickier situation. Okay. And again, with my men, it's your heart lies with both of them, and it's hard, but you are going to the one you're meant to be with. And stay strong, because I can feel it's hard for my men in that situation to do that right now, because they're hurting. Everyone hurts, but someone gets left out of the equation. Even though that person in the long run will find they're meant to be too. But you know how it is in between. It takes time. All right. So, and some people are leaving a relationship right now to come to you, whether you're a man or a woman. And everything that we talked about in the Pisces read will be discussed. Okay? So I love you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel, and have a fantastic rest of your day. And don't think any lower of yourself. Just learn from your mistakes. Accept and understand and compromise and be honest and mind, body, and soul moving forward with this person, because it's your life partner. So figure it out. Okay? Not argue about it. Get to the bottom of what needs to get to the bottom of and figure it out. Alright? I love you guys. Bye.